has all become a little bit real now, hasn't it? Hi everyone, so my name is Lucy Neilson. I'm Head of User Experience at Lottoland currently. So 20 minutes ago, I was in a room panicking with a load of post-it notes thinking, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? What's interesting to you guys? What are the things that you might want to know? So I put myself in, hopefully, the audience's shoes and figured out that actually there's a couple of things where I would be like, well, why am I the person sitting on this stage, and why do some people think, not all people clearly, why do some people think that this story is quite interesting? So a little bit about my background now. I've gone from 1 to 1 to 1 to a million. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so essentially 1 to 1. So for those of you who aren't from the UK or don't know anything about the UK, I'm from Newcastle. I'm a Geordie. That means we have a lot of contact centres in Geordie. We have a lot of call centres. So, of course, as soon as I finished university, that's where I started, as everybody does in Newcastle. And if you've ever worked in any kind of customer service, if you've worked in a shop, if you've had a paper round, anything like that, you will know the hilarious stories that I could probably fill the whole hour telling you terrifying stories of customer service. But I won't, because that's not what you're here for. So customer service, yes. So I started helping customers one-to-one, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. And I was working in banking at the time, and I was working at a company called Northern Rock. Now, if that rings a bell, I heard that, yeah, I felt it actually. If you've heard of Northern Rock, there's probably one reason why. They were at the peak of the financial crisis in September 2011. Picture the scene, okay? So I was enrolled in the graduate programme, so after university, I became a manager instantly, because apparently they think that's what university can do for you. So I came in and I just walked through the doors, and the energy seemed different. And I looked, and the wallboards that usually tell you average handling time of a call, how many calls are in the queue, just stars, nothing but stars. It was like, well, okay, what does stars mean? Oh, there's more than 5,000 calls in the queue. Right, okay. So I knew something had to change. So I walked in. They said, right, so glad you're here, Lucy. What we need you to do is we need you to go to a different contact centre. They take mortgage calls right now. In 58 minutes' time, they're going to start taking savings calls. Are you working savings? Go train them. I had 58 minutes to get my shit together. That was pretty terrifying. So I wandered over there to greet 140 eager salespeople, and I from customer service was just thinking, oh my goodness. I watched people high-five each other when they saved $1 million from somebody. They said, no, keep it with us, it's absolutely fine, there's no financial crisis, what do you mean? So I had a very interesting day that day, but that was the start of my, I guess, managerial career. I've done probably about a bajillion jobs in between then and now. But one of the things that sticks out in my mind is basically, I worked my way through the company. I was there for about 10 years. We changed from Northern Rock to Virgin Money. Now, Virgin Money is part of the Virgin brand. It is a big brand. It has Richard Branson. There's another fun story, which if anyone's out later, I'll tell you, but it's about cutting the tie off Richard Branson on a rooftop on a very cold February day. So basically we work for Virgin. Brand is super important. You know, how you appear is super important, and it infuses every part of what they do. But Virgin are so super focused on customer experience and user experience that they really, really invested into those people who had anything to do with it. So I think at the time I was, oh yeah, I remember this title because I had it printed on a business card, not because I was going anywhere, just because I was impressed with the title. It was Savings and Investments and Pensions E-Commerce Manager. I was like, wow, yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, I know you're impressed. So I got this business card and I felt so impressed with myself. But I used to sit on a call. In this call, my director, he was a hard man. He was a very unforgiving, worked in banking, worked in RBS for years with Fred the Shred and all of this. Stamp his fists on the table when something went wrong. Why is this dropped by 0.2%? And I'd be like, I don't know. 0.2% happens, doesn't it? He was not impressed with this attitude at all. You know, we had to expect, oh, well, Barclays launched a product in this market, and Martin Lewis has made an announcement on Money Saving Expert, and we're not sure why the rates have fluctuated this week, but, you know, this blah, blah, and it was boring me to death. It really was. And what I realised, the only way that I was going to achieve any kind of progress in a product role was by focusing on the customer's experience. I had no control over what Barclays did, what Martin Lewis said, or anything else. The only thing that I could really control was what was going on in my product lines. So I made a huge effort, right? I stuck to my user experience team like glue. I just they were sick of me. They were so sick of me. I was like, can I come to your meeting, please? I know you're running a workshop, but I just want to be involved. They're like, yeah, okay, come, it's fine. So I went to these meetings and I started to love the customer. I started to really understand how to get the best out of the product. I started to realise that with just a few changes to the things that I was doing, we could make a big difference together as a team, as a company. And what I mean by 1 to 1 to 1 to a million is essentially 1 to a million. Like the changes that I've made now are basically helping millions of people. And before I was on a call going, oh yeah, no problem, I'll check your balance. And I was helping one person at a time. But actually the thing that threads everything together for me is user experience, customer experience. And the thing is, a customer sees the businesses, the things that we do, as one joined up experience. They don't see it as, oh, okay, I got an email here, and I got a thing here, and I got a thing there. We see that lens as a business, if you know what I mean. So that was the thing that threaded everything through. Then I took a leap and I decided to go off and be a real UX designer. That was a scary day. I turned up at a startup on the first day, didn't have a computer, didn't have anything, just sort of winged it, absolutely winged it. It was amazing. I had an amazing team around me. And again, I just learned, I absorbed. I wanted that. I wanted to make a difference. I cared. I really, really started to care. And I just wanted to learn every technique. I wanted to do it. I wanted to run it myself. I learned so much by thinking on my feet. What was super interesting about that as well is that there was no rule book because we were a startup. Anything went and you were like automatically trusted with stuff. It was a wild time. You had no data to go on, no information, no previous history of anything happening. We had to fit a mortgage application into a mobile phone. Like, if anyone's ever gone through the application process of a mortgage, you know that that's a pretty difficult thing to do. So what I wanted to say was basically that everything in my career has linked me back to the customer, linked me back to serving people, linked me back to being able to make a difference to the regular everyday thing. Because design, actually, for me, is super important. Like, crazily, look around the room, okay? Everything you're wearing, the pattern on the carpet, this chair, the walls, every single thing you're using, touching, feeling and seeing has been designed. Okay, it's been, somebody has thought about how this product is used, somebody has marketed this, somebody said, oh, these chairs are amazing, they all stack up at the end of the evening. And I was like, ooh, and people buy them. You know, people look for the USP, the unique selling point in every single thing. Everything has been designed. The only thing is, as soon as you learn the basic principles of something that you're really passionate about, it kind of ruins it for you. So imagine the film student, right? I love film. Film's amazing. I really, really want to find out more about film. So the film student goes to college, learns about film, then goes over the shoulder shot. Oh, right, that's a director's cut from this. They're building the tension here. They're zooming in on this so that this happens, right? They learn about how a film is made. And they learn about a film being made. And it kind of ruins every other film that they ever watch. Because now they're going, okay, that's an over-the-shoulder shot, and they're zooming in on here, and they're building tension there, and that's why they did that here, and this is the camera angle, and that's why they did that. So when they do that, the film student just looks at everything really differently. So be careful about what you're passionate about what you want to learn about, because as soon as you do, you will see it in a completely different light. But that's what I love about design. That's what I really, really love about it, because it threads everything together, and it just sort of makes sense. But that's all I want to say. Thanks so much, everyone.